Greetings once again, my friends. I welcome you to yet another video. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you had a great summer as we go into fall. The fall season is here in New England, and you can finally feel a little bit of the heat subsiding, but the humidity around here has still been pretty bad. But I got another little goodie to share with you, my friends. I recently did a video of the history of the SS United States, that wonderful ship that's in Philadelphia at this moment. And what I like to do is I like to do a little history and do some research on a vessel or vehicle. I like to do the history, give you guys a little lesson video, and then show you the model. And there's no exception here. I like to present to you the SS United States. This is the Revell model kit. And this is the one actually from 1953. So this is the original Revell. I had shown you guys recently a similar kit to this. It was the 1/600 scale Revell SS United States, but that one I thought was the original, but looking at the side, it stuck out 1993. So that one was not the original. This one was the original. I decided to get this guy because it was on eBay. The auction was coming for a close, and it had already been started. And it just looked, well, it was all off the plastic trees, and it looked like it just needed to be brought back and given a little bit of respect. So that's what I did. I figured I'd take a shot. I got it for a really good price, and I figured I'd do a build. Now, when I got it, it was in rough shape. It had already been started. The bow section was glued together, and so were the lifeboats on the side where the promenade deck is. But what I ended up doing was I washed everything, soaked it in hot water, and I was able to actually get the pieces apart, because it was more than likely it was the tester's glue in the tube that they used to glue it. And if it would have been super glue, I probably wouldn't have got them apart. But I did get the pieces apart, so I'll be able to paint everything. And of course, you guys that watch my video know that I just can't make this without lighting it. And that brings me to another little subject matter. I got a good friend of mine who's just a big fan of this ship. And I had told him that I was going to be doing the model build and that I was going to light it. And it's not easy to find pictures of this ship at night. And he sent me some photos of the ship at night, and it looked really nice where the lights are, where I'm going to place the lights. And his name is Alan, and he's a big fan of the ship. He actually built one from scratch. It's like 7 feet long, and it just looks great. So he's a big fan of the ship. He's got all kinds of collectibles. And Alan, if you're watching, my buddy Alan Urban, I dedicate this to you, because I know how much you love this ship, and I hope you enjoy the build, my friend. He recently did a Star Trek video in honor of me. He's building the Enterprise, the AMT Enterprise, the newest edition, and I'm honored about that. And I like to return the favor, and I'm going to dedicate this build to him. So, we got the Revell model kit from 1953. You can see a beautiful illustration on the cover. The United States, all their pennants flying, those beautiful smoke funnels. You can see the lifeboats all the way down as Lady Liberty watches her pass through New York Harbor. Now, I had a couple of ideas to make this video and make this model. I thought of doing her the way she looks today, to kind of show how much in need she is. And the more I thought about it, it would have been really cool to do it the way she looks today, neglected and rusted, but I don't know, that just, to me it would be disrespectful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it the way she was when she was brand new, when she was launched. I believe her keel was laid down, if memory serves, in 1950, so I want to make her look wonderful, just like she did when she was launched and she was cruising the harbor when this illustration would have been taken. So, looking at the sides of the box, again, this is very similar to the one that I had shown you guys, the reprint. You can see it's got some more models, H-706, water tower, H-47, the 1904 Rambler, the Grooming Cougar is pretty cool, the Lockheed Starfire, the Rolls-Royce, that's nice, the British Bentley, kind of reminds me of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the Duesenberg, and you can see the other models. They had a lot of models, they're really cool. And you can see all the way down at the end of the box, copyright 1953, Revell Incorporated, Venice, California. Now, of course, Revell today is located in Germany, but when Revell first started, they were located in California. And this is kit number H-312-198. Looking at the other side, they show more kits that are available. Again, copyright 1953. The aircraft carrier, that's really nice. The B-24 Liberator, beautiful. The Fortress. You see the heavy cruiser. The Stratojet. The Mitchell bomber. The H-305 destroyer. The bomber. The torpedo boat. The Chris Craft, the airliner, Conair, you got the submarine, and they have the Flying Cloud. That's a cool looking ship. And we go over to the other side, and it's the exact same as the other end illustration, H-312-198. So, all that being said, let's take her over to the modeling desk, and I'll show you what's included in this awesome kit. Alright, so let's show you guys what's in this beautiful kit from 1953. Put the box so you can see it. Okay, first thing I want to tell you guys, like I said, the pieces were really grungy, so I washed them in hot soapy water and I let them soak, and I was able to get apart the pieces that were glued together. And you can see on the screen the pieces that were glued. The bow was actually glued. The top deck was glued to the bottom. And just a little bit of nudging and prying, I was able to get it off. And you can see there's a little nick over there. And I'm hoping when I can sand it and clean it up and make it look really good. You can see there was a little bit of damage by the glue that didn't wash off, so I'm going to sand that very, very lightly to get that off. Like I said, it's really clean, and one thing I'm really happy about this, guys, is that you can see, I don't know if the camera's going to show that up, but all the windows are there. You can see they're all marked. I was worried because if they weren't there, I'd have to, I don't know, I was going to tape it, Scotch tape it, and then grid lines myself and mark where the windows are going to be drilled because I want to like this model. But luckily I don't have to do that. So let's do a nice pass and show you guys her starboard side. You can see where the windows are, as well as the doors. Into that beautiful stern section. And I can't see, they're missing, because the United States has a couple of windows there, and that's not represented. And it also has like doors around there that aren't represented either. And let's do a port view. You can see the windows are marked, which is a really good thing. And I found that drilling them out with the battery operated small drill bit from the AMT kits It doesn't melt the plastic, so it's easy to do. So when we get to that, I'll show you. But isn't it interesting how flat the ship is? One of the stipulations that the Navy required when they paid for the ship was that the bottom of the hull was going to be flat so it could be fast. Now, keep in mind, this is a waterline model. It doesn't show the entire hull. I wish it did. It's too bad, because this is going to be a waterline model, so we don't have the rudder. We don't have the propellers. She had 4 propellers, each with 5 blades. And unfortunately with this, we're not going to get to see that. That's disappointing because I would like to see the whole thing. But it is what it is. And this is the hull. And it's all nice and clean. It's ready to be painted. And what I'm going to do is, after sanding it lightly, I like to put the reflective paint on the inside. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay down the light tape, the LED tape, to bring all of the light topside into the windows. And it'll be the base. Now, I think this model, yes, it does come with these kind of, well, I'm not too crazy about these bases, but we need something to hold the ship up. So I'm thinking of using these bases and then using a battery pack or a power pack in the middle, and we'll see what it looks like. But we're going to plan it all out. Right now I just want to show you guys what's in the model kit. So that's the bow, and that's the stern of the hull. Lovely. So let's move on. And one of the sections that I want to show you was where the, I guess the promenades, the lifeboats would be. And this was actually all glued. And at first I was like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. But what I got to do is I have to paint the deck. And the decks are green on this ship. And it would be very noticeable if it wasn't done. So I had to get these off. And I was able to pry them off. One of the lifeboats came off, but I was able to super glue it, and it looks pretty good. And this was all molded in one piece. You can see the lifeboats, and you can see the windows. And the railings with the lifeboat davits attached to the ship. So that's nice. And then one of them, when I ended up taking it off, the end ended up breaking. And you know what? It looks so good, I can't tell which end it broke. So I think it was this one, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I think this is the port side. I'm not sure. You can see all the lifeboats. And the lifeboats were all made of aluminum. And all the materials inside the lifeboats, and they were red. So it has like a red top. The lifeboat covers aren't red. What's actually in the lifeboats were red. The inside of the boat. So we'll try to paint that and make it look as authentic as possible. My friend Alan sent me, he's got a really lot of books on the SS United States, and he sent me a lot of pictures that I'm going to use for reference. And that's really going to help. So this is where the lifeboats were. And I think it's the promenade deck. And it's all set where we'll be able to detail this before we put the lifeboats back on. Port side. And there are 2 boats that were glued on, and I actually don't see any reason to take those off because we can paint around that. And of course the underneath is going to be painted with the reflective paint, and I like the fact that it's going to be open. Let's see if we can, the way it's going to be built up. As it goes up, It's going to be hollow, so that'll be nice. The light will go up nicely and filter into all of the pieces and hopefully illuminate the windows. And of course we're going to light up the smokestacks, and there are a couple of places where I saw that there were lights on the ship in the night pictures. And you can see it's got the tennis courts. I don't know if you can see that. And there's one in the back. And one of the tennis courts are actually painted blue. So this is the main section where the lifeboats were. And what else we got? I might as well show you this. I'm not sure if this is, I think this is where the Wheelhouse Bridge is going to be. In here, you can see the observation platforms. It's got that kind of rounded, almost like an airplane kind of shape, the wings. You can see the staircases in the back. Let's see, what else we got? Looks like we have the bridge. This could be the bridge, or where the wheelhouse is going to go. I'm not sure. Let's see, does that fit on top? Of course, we'll know a lot more when we actually see the instructions, but I don't know if that's, I don't know. But we'll see when we see the instructions. And of course, like I do with every model, I'll put up the instruction sheet for you guys to see, and if you want to pause and check it out. You may have this kit, who knows, and you may have lost the instructions, and I'd like to help out. And this could be the doors that I was talking about at the stern. Let me show you guys how it's going to go. I think it's going to go that way. Oh. Yeah, you can see the tennis court way in the back. So this is how it's going to go, and it looks like there are a couple of pieces that are broken back there, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do to, unless they're another piece, but I got to see how I can fix that. So we'll see about that. I'll put the hull aside for now. You can see the top of the stern, the tennis courts, and let's see, it looks like it has letters OR in the plastic. And let's see, what is this part? It looks like it goes this way, and I don't know if that's where the smokestack is going to rest or not, but we'll see. Let's see. This is just a tree. I think at one time it had these on it. So let's put that aside. Let's go to the bow. And again, this was actually glued onto the ship, so I had to soak it and pry it off. You can see how it basically go back into place, and that little notch shouldn't be a problem. What I'll do is I'll just touch it up. I'm not sure if I'm going to paint the tops, the white, and then do it separate and then put it together after it's all painted, or if I'm going to do this first and then mask it and then paint it. That probably would look better because I can sand it and make it smooth, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. You can see the top. One of the pictures that my friend Alan sent me about the ship, it was just amazing because you can see her bow section and you can see the wake. And at first glance, you're wondering what's going on. Well, she was actually going in reverse in her sea trials, and she was actually able to go 20 knots in reverse, which is just amazing. I mean, I love the Titanic, and her forward speed is 20 knots. And the United States is able to go 20 knots in reverse. And of course, her top full throttle speed could be north of 40 knots, which is just amazing. Matter of fact, some of the passengers remarked that she could go so fast that they had a hard time going out and standing in the wind because it was equated to being punched in the face. So that's just an amazing little tidbit about this amazing and beautiful ship. So do we have any other parts of the deck? This looks like it could be another little deck where the smokestacks are going to go on top. I'm not sure if it's the forward or the aft. And let's see, an observation deck. You can see these oval things. I thought they were life rafts at first, but they're not. If I find it, I'll put it up and give you guys the proper term. You can see the staircase going down the side. And again, the decks will be green, which is an odd color, but that's what she's known for. Do we have any more? Let's see. Yep, there's a lot of detail on this observation deck. It might be easier just to paint it all green and then just go ahead and do the detail. And again, the bottom will be painted silver to reflect all the tape, the light tape. And I don't see any windows. That'll be a lot of intensive labor, getting all the little details nice. Let's see, is this another deck? This looks like another party deck. You can see for recreation we have another tennis court. I think she had 3 tennis courts, I'm not sure. Let's see, there's another part. Let's see, I don't know if this is going to be where the bridge area is. You can see the doors. I don't know if the wheelhouse sits on top or if this is way below that, but we'll see in the instructions. And the plastic is nice and thick. They definitely had a higher quality plastic levels back then. You can see this is, I was able to get these sections off as well. And these areas actually go on the ship like this. Like so. Plus, I'm glad I was able to get it apart because when they were glued together, the pieces weren't really fitted all that great. So I can sand them and make sure the pieces go together better. Because, you know, we have to have the light block. Can't go through all that trouble and have the light leaking through. And this is the other side. You can see the windows. The windows on top are drilled, but the windows on the bottom are not, so they would have to be drilled out. And we have some more of the siding where the windows are. Again, you can see the portholes. They're going to have to be drilled out. And let's see, the stands. There are 2 of them. Let's see, are they the same size? Nope. So it looks like one is going to go to the bow and one is going to go towards the stern. We could figure out how to make them look nice, or to make it look like part of the frame when the ship was launched. That would be interesting to do. So that's what we get for a stand. And now we can see pieces of the beautiful smokestacks. Now, let's see if I can get a piece that goes together. So this one goes together nicely. Now you can see she had these kind of parts that came out the sides that the rigging was attached to, and that rigging was going down to the bottom. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but I might take these little pieces of plastic out and try to figure out a way to put something in there that I could actually tie the rigging to. You can see the top of the smokestack. Let's see, am I doing it wrong or it's the wrong one? Let's see. Let's try this one. This one goes together a little nicely, a little better. You see there's a little gap in the back. That can be fixed. You can see the beautiful and iconic smokestacks. They're just gorgeous. Those lines. She's just like an airplane. And she's the fastest ship. To this day, she holds the record. So she kind of is like an airplane. You can see pieces of these smokestacks. And let's put the smokestack together. And of course, that's the bottom. And we've got the top. And there it is. Beautiful. Now, when it comes to the SS United States, I have shown you a couple of models. I showed you I told you about the Revell one that I had gotten from 1996, and I also have the Mattel. Is it Mattel or Ideal? The Ideal original model of this ship, and it's like from I believe it's 1953, where it's the build, it's got the light, and it's got all that cool stuff. And if you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description. And this tree actually has the anchors. You can see the the port anchor, starboard anchor, and the center anchor. Nice and clean and ready to go. And let's see what's left. We get that iconic, the mast. Beautiful. Matter of fact, I don't know if you can see that radar that's on top of the mast. But in 1996, when she was taken to Pier 82 in Philadelphia, the radar had to be removed because she was so large she wouldn't fit under the bridge, the Walt Whitman Bridge, so that had to be taken down. But this is the mast. And you can see this is where the blue ribbon would be flying for her achievement of breaking the record across transatlantic journeys. Beautiful. And let's see what's left. You got a couple of pieces. Nope, I think that's upside down. So you can see this is a couple of the cranes. She had two of them in the front of the ship. One at the port and one at starboard, and they had the crane rigging. This shouldn't be too bad. Of course, we're going to rig it out and make it look really cool. Like I said, when I saw this listing on eBay, it looked kind of pathetic the way it was presented. I figured it could use a friend, and it deserved to be brought back to glory. So I want to make her look really nice. You can see, I think these are the cranes for the back. I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong, but there's two of them. And let's see. It looks like, is this another mast? Let's see, how many masts does she have? I just see one. I'm not sure where this goes. This could be for the other cranes, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see in the instructions. And I think that's all the pieces in the box. Nope, there are actually some more pieces. There's another one of those, so yeah, those are probably for cranes that go in the back. There's two of those. And let's see, what is this piece? I'm not quite sure what this is. But it looks like there's a grill, a window. And let's see, and the last piece, I think is the last piece. is the flag that's going to be flying off the stern. And is that everything? Yes, that's all the pieces that are needed for this kit. So let's see what else is in here. We have the decals. It's the SS United States out of New York. And you get the port and the starboard stickers, or decals. These are water slide. They appear to be water slide. And from 1953, this will probably take a while to soak and to get into place. And you can see where she's running her flags. You can see all the pennants. So let's see, what does that say? Cut out in glue. So these are paper. These are on a little sheet of paper. And it actually looks like there could be some adhesive on the back, but it looks like it's been long since dried out. So, but it'll be easy to cut them out, fold them, and then just glue them together. You're gonna make it look colorful. All her pennants and flags. You can see the United States flag. And finally, I think the last thing in the box, yep, are the instructions. And you can see, now this says copyright 1955 by Revell. I want to make sure I put up the right year. So this is the assembly instructions for your SS United States, the world's fastest ocean liner. And it actually shows a nice history of the ship. The American ocean liner United States is the largest ship ever built in this country. Again, keep in mind that this was in the 50s. And is the third largest in the world, 990 feet long and having a gross weight of 53,330 tons. She is the fastest of all the world's passenger liners. On her maiden voyage to England on July 3rd, 1952, she made the crossing in 3 days, 10 hours, and 40 minutes, for an average speed of 35.59 knots per hour. This just took the record away from the Queen Mary and returned the mythical transatlantic blue ribbon to the United States for the first time since the Baltic held the record in 1852. The SS United States was built at a cost of $70 million and was 6 years from the drawing board to her launching. She carries 2,000 passengers and a crew of 1,000 and is driven by a steam turbine, turning 4 screws. The ship is the first ocean liner to make extensive use of aluminum. The handrails, lifeboats, and large sections of the superstructure being of this material. It is interesting to know, too, that the only wood aboard the ship is in the chopping block in the galley and the several pianos. Also, the bilge keels, by the way, were made out of wood. There were 7 government agencies that controlled the building of this ship. The American Bureau of Shipping, to whose standards all American ships are built, the U.S. Navy, whose interest in the ship concerned for its use as a troop transport, the Maritime Administration, who controls the financing of vessels, the Public Health Service, which was supervising food storage and living accommodations, the Federal Communications Commission, which checked the radio equipment, the U.S. Customs Service personnel, which they check the requirements of the U.S. navigation laws. It has been said that each of the 48 states and all of the United States possessions had a varying part in the construction of this ship, and there is every indication that the SS United States will continue to warrant the pride of the entire nation. Matter of fact, she was built so good, so well, that she's still in decent condition to this day at Pier 82, at a cost of $60,000 a month to keep her docked. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to help with her maintain, keep her up to date and maintained. If you wish to donate, I'll show you the link. You can see this is copyright 1955, Venice, California, H-312. And that's everything that's on the front. And you can just feel the age in this instruction sheet. Please read the sheet over carefully before starting to build your model. It shows you some guidelines, instructions, safety, and what to use. Glossary of shipbuilding terms, and it shows the parts list. And if you're missing any parts, you can write to Revell. Now, interesting, because I had shown you guys recently a Techniques model of the USS Enterprise, and what had happened was they had made a mistake in the polarities of the power supply. I ended up sending them a message, and they were awesome. They got it right out to me. So they still do that to this day. If there is an issue with any of the parts, they will replace. And speaking of the Revell Technic Kit, I've got an amazing one coming in the mail that I just can't wait to show you guys. This is going to be fantastic. I'll just leave it at that for now, but I'm like giddy with this model that's coming. You can see where they have the rigging, and you can see all the little pieces. They tell you what color to paint it. You can see the smokestacks, the black, green for the deck, the red, the blue on the top. But there is a line separating the red and the, I believe, let's see. Yeah, there's a white line that separates the blue and the red. Of course, her mast is silver. And they say to paint the lifeboat silver. And of course, the decks are green. And again, because this is a waterline model kit, we don't see any of the propellers, which is a shame because I was looking forward to that. I didn't even think of that when I had seen the listing. The ones that I had shown you, well, the Ideal Toys one does have the bottom of the ship, and you see the propellers. So that is the construction of the ship, just basically one picture. Basically straightforward. It's really not hard at all. Let's see, anything. Oh, check out the back. Each Revell kit is more fun than the last. Our Navy's proudest vessels. Wow, that's really cool. Look at an aircraft carrier. Ships that ply the 7 seas, and again, that's the United States. Famous cars, rare old guns, Western wagons. You can see the planes that fly for freedom. Swift transports of the sky. Putting together Revell kits never loses its fascination. With so many models, with such variety to choose from, today you're the builder of the Sikorsky helicopter, tomorrow it's a museum piece, dueling pistol, ship, or ancient auto, chuck wagon, or sports car. It's fun because each model is completely authentic. It gives you the feeling of solid accomplishment to put it together. So look over the models on this page carefully and look, and soon you've finished assembling this kit. Get down to your nearest Revell store and purchase another. You can see there's quite a bit. Let's see. You can see the H-1304 revolving plane stand, which is free with every Revell Plan authentic kit. Stands on a desk, bookcase, or mantle and hangs on wall. Extra swivel base, 25 cents. You can see they got display cases. And H-1606 is the Revell paint kit with cement. Let me see. I think I still have one from one of the Revell kits. Get the nice long needle-like nozzle. You can see all the miniature masterpieces, highway pioneers, famous guns, airplanes, and ships. Battleship Missouri, the Chris Craft cabin cruiser, PT boat, destroyer, the USS Sullivan's, heavy cruiser, Baltimore class, aircraft carrier Franklin Roosevelt, the guided missile submarine Nautilus, tugboat Long Beach, C-3 Matson freighter, the SS United States, motorized Mo, the Missouri, I'm thinking that that's the Missouri, and the battleship New Jersey. Again, on the bottom, Revell Authentic Kits. So this is pretty cool. You can feel the age. You can see the paper is kind of yellowed. I'm sure at one time it was white. And that's the instruction sheet. Again, it says 1955 H-312. So, like I said, I want to put the right year up. I'm not going to just throw up any year because it says 1953. So we'll see. And of course, I'll put the correct year up because I fact check everything. I don't just say something or just put something up just for the sake of putting it up. I always fact check. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. And this is going to be a really fun build. The whole reason I wanted to do this was because I have a bunch of items from the United States to show you. And I figured it would be a nice backdrop. Kind of like I've done Titanic videos where I've shown you guys artifacts from the RMS Titanic. And what I did was I built a little 1/550 scale model and I put lights in it. And when I do a presentation for you guys, I like to use it as part of the backdrop where you can see it. She's all light up and she looks pretty. And I have the trumpeter 1/200 scale Titanic in the background. And I'll have all the artifacts that I'm showing you laid out. Well, I think it's a nice touch to have a ship. So when I do the SS United States artifacts, I want to be able to have the ship in the background. And what I'm going to actually use as a backdrop, I'm going to use the Glencoe version of the United States, which has got a really beautiful painting on it. And I think that'll look really nice. So that's why I figured I wanted to do this kit. And like I said, the first thing we'll do is we'll work on the hull. Or we'll see. We're going to put a plan into effect, and I'm going to plan on the lights, the system, where it's going to go, and then I'll fabricate a lighting kit. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. And until the next part, I'll talk to you guys really soon. And as usual, I thank you for watching. Thank you so much.